Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we're going to keep admitting people into the room, but I have joining us today Danae from Dining, Reed from Housing and Residential Life, Geraldine and Eileen, who are two of our orientation leaders, who are here to kind of offer some student perspective and experiences. And so the format is basically going to be that you can either kind of raise your hand and I can call on people to ask questions just by unmuting, or you can put questions in the chat and we will get those answered. And then at the end, we'll put our contact information so that you can, work with any follow-on questions. We are recording this so that we can post it later. And there is, I believe, a poll that you guys can answer to kind of give us some idea of what kind of questions you may have. But really, this is just an opportunity for you to ask questions to us so that we can help make the next couple of weeks maybe a little less stressful and a little bit easier as you're kind of approaching this final couple of weeks as we're waiting for the next semester to start. So, does anybody have a question they want to start with? If not, I'm going to quickly, actually, you know what? I'm going to quickly have everybody to, have everybody quickly introduce themselves. So I'll start real quick. I'm Kirsten Hollis. I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator with Aggie Welcome and Orientation. Geraldine, how about if you go next?
Hi, my name is Geraldine Romero. I'm a student at an MSU, and this is gonna be like my third year studying right there in an MSU.
Eileen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eileen Sandoval. I'm currently a third year here at New Mexico State University, working towards my journalism and media studies degree with a double minor in marketing and social media.
Danae.
Hi, everybody. My name is Danae. I'm working at Crimson Concierge if you guys have any questions, like in general. But today I will be representing the dining services if you guys have any questions on meal plans and any of that type of stuff.
And Reed.
Yep. Hi, everybody. My name is Reed Adler. I'm the Associate Director of Housing Operations and Assignments. I'm here to answer any of the housing questions you may have.
Okay. So Reed, it looks like, well, you've got.
Yeah, I can get that first.
You've got a couple of questions kind of in there. And then William, I think I saw your hand raise if you want to start with yours.
Yeah, my son is a returning sophomore. He was in Garcia Hall last year, and he did all of his own registration. And unfortunately, he didn't realize that he was not eligible to live on campus as a sophomore or in a dormitory. And I just want to make sure, is that accurate? Is that correct?
So students are eligible to live on campus, but not in our first year halls. So first year halls are for true first year students. Returning students need to have applied for housing through the returner housing process.
So what are those alternatives? I mean, at this point in time, he doesn't have a place to live in Cruces right now.
Yeah, he would have to seek off-campus housing options just because we're working off a wait list right now.
Yeah, we're actually coming down this evening to start that search this weekend. There's a lot of stuff out there. And then I have one other question. If a student is living off campus, can they get a full meal plan at Taos? And do you have to apply for that, or how's that arranged?
Yeah, Danae, we're going to let you take that one.
Yeah. It's mandatory if the student is going to live on campus. It's mandatory for the school, for the student to have a meal plan. So
but he's not going to live on campus. My question, he's going to live off campus.
Oh, if he's not, then he doesn't have to have a meal plan. But if you do want to buy him one, you need to apply for any of the options that we have, which is the premium, the classic, and if it's from the Doña Ana County, he can apply to that one. But there's only like two options, which is the premium and the classic.
And that's gonna be on the My Housing portal, so your student can go into the My NMSU, My Housing, and under applications, there's an upper class. Like off-campus dining plan.
The, I have, I think as much proxy access as is allowed, but that's mostly financial aid and grades and stuff like that. So the student has to go in there and do the applications for the meal plan. Okay.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
right.
And I believe that they can also, and Reed and Danae, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you can buy just dining hall swipes that he can use that are
Yeah,
at a
if
slightly lower rate than
since
the,
since he's an upperclassman student, he can just buy just the meal swipes or what
What is
we
that?
call
What is a meal
P-vouchers.
swipe? What's a meal swipe?
It's for the restaurant towels that
Yeah.
you guys went to eat. It's the meal swipes only applies for towels. But if he wants to eat somewhere else, like Chick-fil-A or any other retail place that we
Right.
have,
I'm sorry.
he can either pay out of pocket
Yeah.
or he can spend his money on the kids dollars or dining dollars.
You muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That answers my question. Thank you.
okay, Bowden. What can we answer for you?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to raise my hand. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Reed, do you want to answer a
I
couple
have
of the questions?
I
Oh,
have-
go ahead.
I have some questions and for some reason on my phone, I can't raise my hand or anything.
That's
Um,
okay.
I have, and I think I saw something pop up about mailing, like what's the address to
Mhm.
like
So we're gonna send out the mailbox assignments. I'm gonna do that later today. So all the students that live in our first year halls are gonna get their box number. And then it's gonna be like student name, mailbox number, North Campus Housing. But everyone will get an email with like their mailing address, either later today or early next week.
Okay, and that's great. And then I know, I can call him on.
Didn't catch the end of that. And then there was a question if packages, et cetera, delivery accepted. We have like a mail room, we have packages. And then whenever you get mail, students will get an email that says like, packages arrived, it'll include the tracking number, things like that. Just note when mail and packages are delivered, they come to campus, then they go get sorted, then they get distributed to the like service desk where they are. So if the package on your phone says delivered and you haven't gotten an email yet, just wait till you get the email. Because it's gonna go through the MSU system before it gets ready for pickup.
Great. Is there a phone number that you would recommend to just have in case of an emergency? Because I know there's tons of phone numbers on campus, but I wouldn't use the number except for if I couldn't like reach him or something. And I was just wondering, is there an emergency phone number you would recommend?
General emergencies, they all have to go through university police because we can't provide like student information or contact your student. If you ever need that, it would have to go through university police just because we don't contact students from like call requests, just because we never know who's calling. But for your student, they can always contact, assuming they're a first year hall, they can always contact the Garcia service desk. And then that would allow them to get in touch with like our desk staff. We can always get one of our 24-hour student staff, and we can also dispatch maintenance for any facilities concerns.
Okay. I have a list of questions, so I'm going to keep going as long as my other question was, what's the best way to hang things on the wall? Is it command strips okay?
Command strips are like little push pins. I don't know, sometimes
Okay.
the command strips rip the paint off.
And then my son was telling me there's these cool things, magnets. And I was like, I've never heard of the magnets that you can hang things with. Do you know anything about that?
As long as it doesn't put a hole in the wall, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
If you
Um,
find out that they work, send me an email so that I can add that to information I can send out to families.
Okay, because yeah, he was telling me about it and showing me, but okay. And then I know when we move in, and I haven't asked my son if he wasn't really forthcoming with information about where do we go to move in. Was he given a map? And if we have
Uh,
multiple cars?
We'll send out maps as it gets closer because that's gonna get lost in the email between now and the next 2 weeks. But typically what they'll do is they'll come down onto campus, and we have signs that direct to like which residence hall you're gonna go to. And you're just follow along the traffic patterns that are posted. I think we have like 50 to 60 signs that'll be posted all over campus, guiding you exactly where you need to be going. But we'll send
Because
that
we
as
might have,
it gets closer.
sorry, we might have multiple cars. Is that okay? Or should we just do one car at a time in that little
I would
drive-through?
recommend one, however possible, just because we have to like maintain the flow of traffic for moving. So
Okay.
all students can go onto their My Housing portal right now, and they'll be able to schedule their check-in time. So depends on the
Yeah.
building, there's like a number of time blocks just so we can maintain the amount of vehicles coming in, do like that traffic pattern at that time.
Yep, he's got that. So we're good on that. My next question is, after I've moved him in, this is my first one that goes off to college, so my first experience here. After we move him in, does he stay there and I leave him and I can't see him again, or I shouldn't see him again, or can I stay the weekend and say goodbye to him on Sunday night and still have dinner with him, or what's the deal?
You're more than welcome to hang around. I will let you know from a lot of research and publishing research articles and papers. The sooner that y'all let them go, the better they are to quickly adjust and make friends and get involved here on campus. We do have a bunch of things going on with our Crimson Kickoff events. There's going to be something to do every single day from move-in day up until mid to late September, I believe, the first football game. There will be no shortage of options and things to do. So you're more than welcome to hang out, but my word of advice is let them go, you know. And I know for y'all, probably hard, especially being your first. But the sooner you let them do their thing, the faster they adjust.
One of the things that I did, I've moved 2 kids into college now, both of them out of state from where I lived at the time that they left for school. And we kind of did you move in, you do the store run, you pick up what they want, and then we headed to our hotel. We stayed an extra night because I really didn't feel like driving home quite yet, and we had a multi-state drive home. But I did we're going to go investigate the community. We're going to go find a really cool restaurant that we like, but we're not going to necessarily eat with our kid. And it kind of gave me that I'm still in town with them, even if I'm not actually seeing them again before we leave. And that helped me with the transition, but also meant that they had their transition because they weren't seeing us and there was no plan to see us.
Awesome. Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome. All right, Rita, I have a quick question. Can people send packages prior to move-in so that they have, things that they need, bed sheets and stuff they may not want to have? Okay.
Yes, but please don't all do that. We'll have all of our operations will be focused pretty heavily on check-in those first 2 days. And then picking up packages in the middle of all of that makes it a bit difficult. So you're more than welcome to. Just please don't send 100 things.
Well, and the other thing is don't rely on them being available at move-in. So if you're sending something, don't have it be the thing you want to be able to unpack that day.
Yeah. I mean, we get probably close to 1,000 packages in that first week. And it takes a lot of time to sort it all and get it in the system and get everybody emailed and process all of that. So it's going to happen regardless, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then there's some questions about early move-ins. So for all check-ins that are outside of the 17th and 18th, you would go to the Garcia Hall desk. That's like our main service desk where mail could be picked up. And you would pick up your keys and check in there, and then you would go to your building and your room. And we'll get that email sent out here in the next bit. I'm just approving hundreds of early arrival requests. So I like to not send 20 emails. I really want to get it all done at once. But we'll get that sent out. And then parking pass, if you haven't already, I would highly recommend ordering your parking pass now. And I think that's on park.msu.edu.
Yeah, it's also on the new Aggie checklist.
Yeah, and I believe they sent out an email earlier this week or late last week for parking information. So I highly recommend doing that. And then it would get picked up from the campus bookstore right on University. That first week it is crazy because there's like 100 people plus trying to pick up a parking pass at the same time. So either go early or go late.
So first year walk is Sunday evening. I want to say it, the first year photos starting around, I don't know, I think it's 6, and then they start the walk down after that. Families are welcome to line eyeball and watch the walk. And kind of cheer their students on as they're walking. It was moved to Sunday evening recently so that families could participate if they want. So. And then one of the direct messages that I got read was the, if they've not had a roommate assigned yet, when will that happen?
Hence. So we're still doing assignments now. We have applications coming in pretty much up until the 30th of August, because we do have some late students coming in. So you should get a roommate between now and then. I guess it just depends on the room type and what students are requesting and things like that. But between now and the next 30 days, we'll probably get like 300 to 400 more housing applications. So it'll pick up and you'll get a roommate if you don't already have one.
All right. I've got 2 questions for you, Reed. One's a question for you, and then one's a following question for the students. So we do have a, what are the rules for what's allowed in terms of things that they can bring, things not allowed, rugs, shower curtains, etc. So where did the families find that information? And I think I have you as a co-host so you can share screen, but if not, let me.
I'm just gonna post the link. That is easier.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. They just posted the PDF of what items to bring. And that includes what items are permitted and prohibited.
And I'm going to ask Geraldine and Eileen, can you share with us the best thing that you brought with you and the thing you really wished you had just left at home that you were positive you were going to have? And either one of you can start.
Okay. So personally, if I overpacked anything, it was probably clothes, like so much pajamas that I was like, what? Like, I don't really recommend bringing an excessive amount of wardrobe or shoes. In matter of fact, not only because one, you're not gonna wear all of it, and second, because you don't have space for all of it. So on top of bringing like extra storage space, because on top of bringing all that stuff, you're gonna leave a lot of those things in the storage boxes because they're probably not even gonna get to it. Second, they're gonna realize that there's no meaning to the things that they brought that they thought they were going to need. And if I can recommend your students to bring anything, it'll probably be a vacuum, a broom, extra like blankets for the winter or things like that, like something for their bedding or anything that they can use, because if they're not in bed, they're out in class. And they're not gonna have a lot of time to really worry about everything that they brought in stuff. So I would mostly think about like what are their toiletries, what are they gonna need in the shower, what are they gonna need for, you know, busy days and that stuff like that. Like a microwave is very important, a fridge is very important, but you know, shoes, So I guess it just depends, but think about like if you're taking just like necessities.
Geraldine, what do you have to add? Or what can you add?
I think for me it was the same. I do bring a lot of clothes, and I entered on the fall semester 2 years ago, and most of my clothes were like summer clothes, and I was like, I didn't bring the clothes that I needed for winter, so I needed to go buy like sweaters and that stuff. But I think the same as Eileen, like I bring like most things to decorate my room, like to feel like home, but I forgot about like the cleaning supplies, about the things that I need to do, like the broom, a little mop, the things for the bathroom, and yeah.
Yeah, no, those are great ideas. So. All right, Rita, you see, oh, I've got two people with their hand raised. So let me see if I can. All right, so Beverly, why don't you go next?
Thank you. Just real quick, and you touched on this, back to the first walk really quickly. We're moving another one of our students in at a school in Texas the same weekend. So the schedule is like super tight and important for us.
Right.
Did I hear you correctly when you said that the walk has been moved from Monday to Sunday at 6 p.m.?
I'm not 100% sure of the time, but I know that it's Sunday evening.
Okay,
I
but it
guess we
is
used to,
Sunday.
yeah.
Okay.
So it is Sunday evening, yeah.
Okay, very good. Just wanted to confirm that detail. We were operating on a Monday evening schedule, so we'll have to
Right.
change some things. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, and then I'm not sure the name Glortes?
Yes, Ortiz.
Thank you.
Question, in regards to what Geraldine just finished saying in regards to cleaning supplies as well as Elaine, do the students, are they going to be the ones to create the schedule themselves, work upon it themselves amongst the four, as in regards to cleaning the bathroom, or are they going to just, do you all as your fellow selves, did you all just do it? Okay, I just finished taking the shower. I'm gonna clean it up myself after I finish. Is that how you, when you were in the dorm itself, how did you work out a schedule, I guess?
Yes, so okay, if it's not at least two people sharing a restroom, it's four. So the thing with that is in the beginning of the semester, once your students move in, the resident assistants actually have them fill out a roommate agreement. And that basically is them coming together with their roommate and suite mates and agreeing on the important things like cleanliness, you know, like curfews, respecting of each other's space and boundaries, because it is not just your student, but it is 3 other students involved. So a lot of that is going to be your student having to go out of their way to communicate those specific things, like who's going to clean the restroom when and how. Because when you move in, those things have not already been agreed on or put in place. That is all just depending on the student, what they have communicated, and what their expectations and their actions towards those expectations. So I would really recommend telling your student to have that conversation with their roommates earlier, more better than later, because from experience, students are not worried about cleaning the restroom or the shower, but that doesn't make it less important. So I would really just emphasize the fact that, you know what, I'm gonna send you on your way with these cleaning supplies, but make sure that you're not the only one cleaning. And if it comes down to a disagreement towards them and the other suitemates or roommates involved, that is when the resident assistant themselves can come in and have a conversation with them and speak up for them if there's not seeming like a agreement happening between the roommates and the time they're cleaning and who's cleaning it and who has been cleaning it. Like, for example, I had an issue where I think this a lot of students have this issue the first time they move in, the toilet paper issue. Like, okay, I'm putting my toilet paper in there and then they're not putting their toilet paper in there. They're using my toilet paper and stuff like that. Like, people are not used to, if they have not grown up with siblings or sharing a room, they're not used to maybe putting their personal things in the same room that other people are putting their personal things. And I've had a lot of, not only myself, but other students be kind of discouraged for leaving their things there because now like they're running out of toilet paper, they're running out of things that it's there, it's coming from their wallet that the other suite mates are just using because it's there. So that's important. I don't know if Geraldine has had a similar experience with leaving things in the restroom and stuff like that. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, what we used to do, it was like we buy like a 4 package and we put it right there. My roommate and me and my suite mates, like each week we change like one on one. So I had a problem with like cleaning the bathroom because me and my roommate, like we were cleaning the bathroom, but we were like, if we use it and it's like it's not clean, we clean it, right? But every weekend we had like my roommate and me clean it one weekend and my roommates other weekend, and we change. And also they need to talk about like if they are allowed in what days or to bring people into the room, because I don't know, sometimes you're studying or you're doing something important and your roommate has people over there and they be loud or something like that. Like times where you're gonna have times to study or quiet times and things like that. So it will be a lot of at first it's gonna be difficult. They are not gonna agree on the same, but it is important to get to agreement because if not, it's gonna be a mess. Like, and they're not gonna enjoy their life over there.
Okay, great. On top of that, earlier also, Elaine, I want to make sure if I heard correctly. Did you say the room would need blinds? Did I hear that correctly?
No, so all of the first dorm halls except Juniper have blinds.
Oh, okay, because I thought I
Juniper,
heard blanket.
yeah, no.
Oh.
Blankets.
Oh, blankets. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I heard blind kit. So I thought the blinds were needed. Okay, thank
So
you.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Claudia, when my daughter headed out or actually both of my daughters have headed out for school, they still bought a decorative shower curtain. And we were able to just hook it onto the same hooks as the plastic liner that comes with the shower. And you don't want to take off the plastic liner because it really serves a great purpose. But if your student wants a decorative one, they can still be used. Just, don't take down the plastic one because then Reed will yell at everybody or me for having said this.
Thank you.
But no, then becomes personal preference. And that may be one of those things that you come and look at it and then decide, what you really need, as opposed to, no, this is fine, we don't need to bother.
Also, I would recommend like uh if your student already know who's your roommate, like to talk to each other to get in agreement who's gonna take like the big things like the fridge or the microwave or a TV. Because if not, they're gonna bring like two, and that's gonna be like less space in the room. And because it happened to me, we had two fridges, and it was like it was nice having space, but like there was less space in the room for that.
Yeah. All right, what other? Okay, Danae, I'm gonna let you take this one, the utilizing the dining hall with dietary restrictions, because that one's a really big, that one isn't a very important one.
Yes. So, well, a lot of the students, they think that we only have like the salad bar and they can only eat salad bar when we have like chicken and other stuff if they're like vegan or that type of dietary restrictions. But like, let's say that your student is like gluten-free, so he can just, and he wants a pizza or she wants a pizza, she or he can only go to the pizza station and can ask for just the gluten-free pizza. Like he can ask like, oh, what are the options that you guys have for like, because I have like this, I'm allergic to fish or peanuts or like, because that is really important for us. So he or she, I'm so sorry, can just go to the house anytime and ask if there's not like an option that he or she wants to eat that we have to offer, because we have little labels that says like, oh, this food is vegan or this is gluten free, or like we have little labels on each food. So yeah.
And, you know, the other thing that I would encourage your student is to, you know, if they are not finding what they need, talk to the staff. Kristen Lawrence is kind of the main point of contact, but, and she's fabulous. I adore her. She is a sweetheart.
Yes.
She is not at all scary. But,
I had that
you know,
question.
encourage. Yeah.
I had the question, sorry.
Yeah,
is there like a pre-published meal list so that my son can pre-plan his meals, meaning he's not just going in blind thinking, okay, now I've got to prep for this. Is there something ahead of time, like weekly, that he can look at?
Yes, well, not weekly, but we do print the menus every day, and they put it outside for every time of the day. Like for breakfast, they put outside what they're serving for breakfast. If just not for him just to go in there, like spend a swipe and not eat anything. So he can just go look at the menu, and if he doesn't want anything, he can just leave, or he can ask if he wants like tofu or I don't know.
I'm going to chime in also. There is an app called the Everyday app, and on there I am able to look and see what is planned to be served for meals.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I think it's hard when a student has dietary restrictions just to go. I mean, there's so many choices. I'm an Aggie alumni, and I remember all the choices. It was great, but that's one of our things that we're concerned about, is that he continues to eat healthy, and he's able to plan ahead for his meals. So you call it an Everyday app, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That really helps. And then the second question I have regarding dining, my son is coming early on the 12th. Will there be restricted dining hours during for those early students?
Yeah, so if they're with their program band, I assume.
Yes.
It'll all be part of their schedule. So.
Oh, perfect.
Like practice meals.
Okay.
Follow the same schedule that they're given with their group.
Okay, I see they start at 6 a.m. every day, so that's why I'm asking. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And tell them to grab some fruits on the way out, so you can have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the things that I would recommend your student do is kind of identify standard things that they don't mind if there's nothing else on the line that they want. You know, so for example, if they're okay with salad and getting a chicken breast, the chicken breast is always available on the grill, even if it's not even if it's not technically cooked yet. All they have to do is ask, hey, can I get a chicken breast? And they'll throw it on the griddle and get it cooked. So there are some things that are regularly available to create some meals with that they may not think about, or maybe they're really big on, you know, they're great with pasta and they don't mind the pasta bar. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
when he comes, kind of have him, you know, and if he's not sure what things they can put together, go talk to Kristen. Really, she's very sweet to talk to. I'll put her contact information in the.
Okay, that helps. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I
'Cause
don't know how to turn my mic. I don't know how to turn the microphone off. I'm sorry. I keep
That's
trying
okay.
to figure that out.
I got you. I will take care of muting you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, but I know that when my daughter went to college, she just complained, you know, I can't find anything to eat. And I'm like, just go talk to dining. They can help you piece together something that will work with your dietary restrictions. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, you know,
Yeah, I had a friend that
I
she
can
was
encourage though.
vegan. And she only ate salad like for like the first 2 weeks of school. And I told her, no, you can ask like what options do you guys have? And she asked for like flautas and like corn dogs, but like vegan option. All she had to do is just ask. So don't hesitate to ask.
All right, Danae, I've got two other questions for you. One is, sorry, I lost my first one. Oh, if they've requested a change to their dining plan, how long should they wait before they start to see that reflected in their account? And who should they reach out to if they haven't gotten an answer back?
Since we don't do changes in meal plans, they'll have to talk to Shell Varela. I can go ahead and put the email on the chat if you guys want.
Okay.
Because since we don't do that, I don't really know how to answer that question.
No, that's the perfect answer, is contact Shell.
Can I say it real quick too? We had to do that, and she sent it back to me that it had to come from the student. So just save some of you mamas some little emails. Just make sure your student sends that request.
Excellent point. Thank you.
It's gonna be the same for pretty much everything. So like housing requests, we really need it all to come from the student's email. Because most of or pretty much all of our departments are here to serve the students, other than family outreach. Y'all get an email, Kirsten. But for the most part, we want our students to be reaching out. Any requests and changes and things like that, it all has to come from the student's email. And it does have to be their MSU, so it can't be like a Gmail or anything like that. It has to be their MSU email that we have on file.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how to maneuver this and I'm at work, but I really have just two quick questions to ask in regards to the road. Is it roads? Okay. I know that my daughter already has her, she's in room 230. Does Rhodes have an elevator?
Rhodes does not have an elevator.
Okay, so everything is gonna be through the stairs. Okay, and then would you happen to know the dimensions for the windows?
Not off the top of my head. Yeah. If you want to send an email to housing@msu.edu, we can double check to see if we have it on file somewhere.
I did submit already a text message through, but I have yet to receive any response. So I was wanting to
text
check
me?
on that.
Yeah, if you could just email it. I don't know what message you sent me to.
Okay. Okay, that was it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Aaron, it looks like you have your hand raised.
There we go. My daughter had a question about if the beds would be labeled with their name or bed 1, bed 2, since on the form it says one person is bed 1, one person is bed 2. She was just curious.
No, it's usually for our first year halls, it would be like, I guess their first textbook side. They're the same though. But for our upper class, like an apartment style living, they have their own private bedroom. So in those instances, it matters, but in our first year halls, they'll just choose a bed.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
I sent a message, but I was just wondering for those that are drivers, are they following like we just look up for New Mexico's policy for state, the license plate renewal? And how much time do they have to switch over their license plates to New Mexico? Or would there be a waiver, or do they have to repay for a fee if it's not in the time frame of when their license plate will expire?
So are you asking, do you have to register their car from your state to New Mexico?
Yes, do they have to re-register their vehicle in New Mexico? And then is there a timeline for that?
No. I mean, it can
Like a
stay with their
certain amount of
permanent.
time that you become a resident?
If they're planning on becoming a resident, then that's a whole different process. But if they're planning on keeping your home address as their permanent address, and then the New Mexico State University is just their temporary address for the academic year, they don't have to redo anything.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Can you say that one more time?
Yes, if they want to remain a resident of their current state where you're currently living, they can keep that as their permanent address, driver's license, car registration, all of that. If they want to become a New Mexico State resident, then they can follow that process, but there isn't a specific timeline.
Okay, I just asked because Texas required a change. So I didn't know
Okay.
if New Mexico was a little bit more lenient. All right, thank you, understood.
Yep. All right, Candace, it looks like you have your hand raised.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now.
Sorry, I couldn't get it off of unmute. I wondered, I came in a little late and I heard that students can request their move-in time, and my daughter just did that. Where would we check in? She's going to be moving into Juniper.
Yeah, we'll send emails with like maps and everything of where to go, but it will be like right outside the residence hall.
Okay.
We'll have signs all over campus directing traffic, so you'll go follow the signs to your residence hall.
Okay, easy enough. Thank you.
Melanie, you had asked about bookstore credits. Unfortunately, I really don't know. It's better to, is that a financial aid? I don't know, Reed, if you know this. Is that a financial aid thing? Is that a, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I really don't know. But you may want to start reaching out to the bookstore and start there and then see where they can help you find things. So, all right, Candace, did you have another question or did you just have your hand still raised?
Sorry, I did forget to take my little hand raising thing off, but when this may be I'm sure it is financial aid, but when would we find out like what our tuition, dorm, all of that for the first semester would be so we can start getting that together? My daughter has scholarships, of course, but I guess they don't kick in until after first semester to make sure you keep your scholarship.
It depends on the scholarships. I would reach out to financial aid. If you go to the financial aid webpage, every student is assigned a financial aid advisor, and that's done by the last 2 digits of their Aggie ID number. So you can set up a meeting with them. There's a link to book on, an appointment either in person or, online. You can also just call and ask about that. I do know that final bills with everything applied are generated and released the Monday before classes start. So they would come in on the 19th.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But if you need information prior to that. Yeah.
Okay.
I just would like to add that you can also see, if you want to see the amount of tuition that you're going to get charged, you can also go to payment plan on my NMSU and you can see how much your student will be charged. You don't have to enroll for a payment plan, but if you just want to see the amount.
And that's available now or not closer
Yes.
until?
Yes.
Okay, and what was it again? I'm sorry, I'm gonna write that down.
It's on my NMSU. You can just go to either financial aid link or payment plan.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
welcome. Claudia, looks like you have your hand raised.
I do. Thank you. I was looking over the link that was sent as far as the housing and the handbook, residential life resident handbook. Question with regards to shipping something out to my student. If I want to send, if I'm understanding this correctly, it's all going to one specific location. Okay, so it's going to Garcia Hall, right? So if I want to ship something, I just have to send it to, depending on, she's going to be at Piñon Hall. So I send it to Garcia Hall with her name and her information.
Yep, and then your student will get the box number to attach it to.
Okay.
So it'll be like, hypothetically, like 800 North Campus Housing.
Okay.
I'll go to Garcia.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm going to chime in with one of my absolute favorite features on this campus because I've never run into this one before. Because the desk at Garcia is open 24/7 during the semester, if they remember at 10 o'clock at night that they have a package, they can go get it. They don't have to wait for certain hours. So once they get notified that it's available to them, there isn't this, it's, shoot, I missed it. They closed at 5 or they're closed for the weekend or, so I love that feature.
That's great.
So.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So it looks like one of the other questions we've got are the lengths of beds in Juniper, which for all of the first year residence halls, Reed?
Yep, so all of our first year halls are twin XL beds. So probably all the Walmarts this time of year when we sell twin XL sheets.
We did have a question about Scholar Dollars. If your student is selected for a scholarship through Scholar Dollars, they will be notified through their financial aid information. So it's not a guarantee of award. It's just that's the platform we use where your student can apply once and the application will be sent to everybody who has a scholarship that they qualify to apply for instead of them needing to apply for, 10 different things. So. All right. we've got a couple of more questions or a couple of more minutes. So if anybody has an immediate question, go ahead and chime in. And if not, I'm going to kind of have everybody do just some last comments.
Hi, I had a question.
Yes.
So my son and I are here. We were wondering about the laptop. I was told that like when they pick up the laptop, there might be some sort of software they need to download. Is it just Microsoft Office or something like that?
Typically, and then there may be some, yeah, typically, and then after that, it's, you know, major dependent if there's anything that they would need, but their professors would tell them of anything that they specifically needed.
Great. And then when it comes to books, do kids typically like attend a class and then double check that those books will be used, or do they just buy all their books already? And like, where could they find that info too, of what books they would need?
Go
Can I
ahead,
speak?
Geraldine.
Yeah. So what I would recommend, it's like, don't buy any book until the first day of class, because most of the times they ask for a book, but they don't use it. So
Okay.
some of the classes, they require the book. And sometimes I have one professor that she gave us a PDF of the book, so I didn't have to buy it. So yeah, they can wait until the first day of classes. And also about for the laptop, when they get the laptop, they can go to their NMSU account, and right there it's like a tab where it says Microsoft, and they can use all the Microsoft apps, and with that they can download free, because they have the subscription over there, so they can download all the apps to their laptop.
Okay, great. And then I was gonna ask too, I thought I heard something about some sort of barbecue on move-in days. Does anyone know, like, is there info on that? Is
Yeah,
that like
Danae, I think you can answer that one.
Yes. So yeah, on the moving, we're gonna have a moving event on August 17, which is the first day of moving day.
Okay.
And we'll have like what we call a welcome fair, and we'll have a lot of organizations and offices from school, just so like the student can like get to know more about us. And the welcome back barbecue, it's gonna be at Tao's restaurant from 5 to 7.
Okay, great.
And
And
it's,
then I-
Yeah,
it's free to everybody, correct, Danae?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then I was wondering also just about like, is there like an internet cable or something that they need for streaming or internet or something that we need to purchase? Is it like just an HDMI or?
No, I think typically it's just through the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Okay. And then like the gym, the pool, all those things will be open, like, cause I know there's a couple, they move in and then there's a few days and then school starts. So I'm like, is that something they could do to kind of keep busy while they wait for classes to start? Will those things be open?
Yes, and we also have, let's see if I can remember all of the things we've got immediately. Sunday at 11 a.m., we have a brunch flicks where we're going to show Inside Out 2. All families and students are invited to come to that. That's going to be at the auditorium in Corbett. That's at 11 a.m. on Sunday. We have Monday. I think Monday is when we have a convocation, and I think we have our tradition scavenger hunt.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Reed. Reed put the link with all of the Crimson kickoff activities. Tuesday, we have a game day thing and something else in the afternoon that I can't think of what it is. So we've got a lot of activities that they can do. You know, there's a welcome back block party going on that, you know, in those couple of weeks. I think the residence hall is bringing a hypnotist. There's a lot of different activities for them to do to find their way for the first couple of days. So while they can just not do anything, there are lots of opportunities for them until classes start.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. So I think that for schedule, the easiest thing to do is if you go to the academic calendars, and we just linked it, it'll list off, when are finals, when are breaks, the residence hall, they don't have to unpack, or they don't have to repack their rooms at holiday or the semester break. Just bring home what they want with them, but the residence halls are still open, so yeah. All right, well, I'm going to quickly, Eileen and Geraldine, do you have any last pieces of advice that you have for families or even our students who are on this call? Thank you, students, to, for things that they may want to think about as they're starting to pack and come.
I guess just take a breath. Take a breath of fresh air and it'll be okay. Your students are just as much adjusting to it as you are. So as long as you are their, foundation of where they can go back to and go ask questions if they need help, then that'll just be enough for them. Nothing more, nothing less. And I think that's it. Just relax. It will all just flow.
Great. Geraldine, any last thoughts from you?
Yeah, I think most of the students right now, they are like excited, but sometimes they're also like anxious about it. So I would recommend like just let them be free. And they are already like adults, some of them. So just trust in them because they are gonna do good in college.
Okay. Great. Danae, any last pieces of encouragement, words?
Well, if you guys have any other questions on dining or like in general, like I said at the beginning, I work at Crimson Concierge, which is the desk next to the post office, and I'm here for your students. I'm also a student, so I can relate to them too. And yeah, I'm just here to help. So yeah, you guys can always call or email anything. We'll guide you. So everything's gonna be fine.
All right. Reed, last bits.
Yeah, so just make sure your student schedules their check-in time on their My Housing portal if they have not already. We'll be sending more information about like move-in maps and instructions typically to their My MSU email. And then I just posted in the chat our email, which is housing@msu.edu, and our office number if you have any other questions.
All right. Well, I wanted to thank you guys for coming today. I also want to let you know that in a few minutes, you guys are going to get an email letting you know that on Monday, the 5th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, we're going to do another session. We kind of broke this into 2 sessions just so that the questions could be dealt with a little bit better. We're going to have I believe it's financial aid, accounts receivable, Aggie One Stop, and somebody from our Student Success Services office, as well as Eileen and possibly another orientation leader available to help answer your questions kind of about the business of going to college, or maybe some of the things that you may have questions on academic support for your students. So that's a great time to ask some more questions on Monday. And again, that will be recorded so that we can post both of these videos so that you can come back and review them. So thank you so much for joining us. That will be at 2 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday the 5th. And I will send an announcement out in a few minutes. So, all right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everybody, joining us this morning, and we will see you on campus in a couple of weeks. Thank you.